Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, March 4th, Jason holds Sidwell at gunpoint, Carly's war declaration. General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, March 4th, state that Jason Morgan will make a surprising Jenz Sidwell move, while Drew Quartermaine blackmails Portia Robinson. Carly Spencer will also draw the line with Willow Corinthos, so here's what GH viewers may expect. For begin, it appears that Laura Collins will present some Esplanade information to Curtis Ashford and wonder how he got over their Drew issue. Curtis took advantage of Stella Henry's link to Congressman Henderson, but Drew was not pleased. That's why Drew went to Selena Wu and gained leverage over Portia. On Tuesday's episode of General Hospital, Drew will pay Portia a visit at the hospital and wield authority. Drew has proof that Portia tampered with test results, so she'll be concerned about what he'll do next. Drew, on the other hand, will claim that nothing has happened that Portia's help cannot remedy. Drew appears to be counting on Portia to persuade Curtis of his point of view, thus she will be backed into a position. Brad Cooper has just called off his bedroom reconnection with Lucas Jones because he has something to say. According to General Hospital previews, Brad will make a difficult admission, so he will presumably reveal the truth he has been keeping from Portia in order to gain what he wants, including a position on this symposium trip. While Lucas is reeling from Brad's announcement, Emma Drake will be busy opening up to Giovanni Gio Palmieri in Port Charles. It will be an opportunity for Gio and Emma to strengthen their relationship. Cody Bell will have a talk with Dante Falconeri in the stables. Cody will remind out that Dante's relationship with Brooke Lynn Quartermaine goes deeper than Lulu Spencer thinks. Lulu is unaware of Dante and Brooke Lynn's camp romance from years ago, but Dante may be unwilling to disclose the details and add to their conflict. Of course, more drama will emerge since Lulu will peek into Martin Gray's case notes sometime this week and find Brooke Lynn has been hiding a child from Dante. Jason barged into the Quartermaine kitchen and interrupted Sidwell's effort to bargain with Sasha Gilmore Corbin. It won't be long before Jason brings Sidwell to the docks and holds him at gunpoint. What happens next depends on you, Jason cautions in Tuesday's promotional video. Back at the Q home, Tracy will tell Sasha that changes everything, so we'll see if this is another chat about her Quartermaine kid or something concerning Sidwell. Carly will lash out at Willow in Metro Court, most likely over her decision to live with Drew. Carly will insist on pushing Michael Corinthos too far because Willow will also be moving the kids in. Although Carly has attempted to be courteous with Willow, she will make a prediction about the disaster that will ensue if Willow does not back down. Nina Reeves will be landing in the heart of the fight, so don't miss her reaction. According to General Hospital spoilers, Willow will stick firm with Carly for the time being. Stay tuned! Dex who? Jocelyn from General Hospital already has a new man in her life. If you had told us just a few weeks ago that Dex's death on General Hospital would set off a chain reaction that would lead to Jocelyn joining the World Security Bureau, we would have thought you were crazy. But here we are, with Joss off to start training thanks to Jack's intervention. And, while we were worried that this might take Jocelyn away from our screens for a while, it appears like we'll be receiving a new member to the cast, Bryce Durfee, who plays her WSB handler, Vaughn. According to Soap Opera Digest, he will begin airing in a recurring role on Friday, March 7th, yet this is not the first time he has tried out for a job on General Hospital. The actor told Digest that he auditioned for many roles on the ABC soap opera, including Harrison Chase, which went to Durfee's former modeling partner Josh Swickard. That first day was just a whirlwind, the actor explained to Soap Opera Digest. I felt like I was tossed in a washing machine and spit out an hour later. That's how I recall the first day. I can't wait to see how it came out. Fortunately, the actor gained experience on a variety of soapy primetime shows, including Yellowstone and a spell on 911 before the show switched from Fox to ABC. It's surely no surprise that the former model appeared on The Bold and the Beautiful as one of Forrester's models. Jocelyn is clearly still hurting over losing Dex, so we doubt she'll be seeking for love anytime soon. It would be inappropriate for Joss and her new WSB handler to engage in any unprofessional behavior. However, in a soap opera, sparks may fly between Joss and Vaughn. For now, however, welcome to Port Charles and General Hospital. We're confident Durfee and the rest of us are in for a wild journey. Spoilers, what would it be like if Brooke Lynn had Finn's biological baby? According to General Hospital spoilers, Harrison Chase recently made a wild pitch. Why not utilize his brother Hamilton Finn's sperm to create a little bundle of joy for him and Brooke Lynn Quartermaine to raise? The guy was virtually grinning with hope, but Brooke Lynn's expression told a completely different story. Pure no thanks flashed across it in an instant. Brooke Lynn is now struggling to think out how to end this without destroying Chase's wild joy. The poor girl is caught between a rock and a hard place. Chase wants a child with his DNA, even if it's Finn's, and Brooke Lynn is over here wondering how to avoid this proposition without breaking his heart. General Hospital spoilers, Brooke Lynn's hesitation versus Chase's baby fever. These two are on completely different wavelengths when it comes to their reproductive issues. Brooke Lynn is still trying to process everything, taking her time and considering what comes next. Her thoughts have recently turned to the child she already had, the one she put up for adoption, a secret she's kept hidden for most of her adult life. She's battling with that ghost, while Chase is focused on solving their baby-making conundrum right now. For him, Finn's sperm is the golden ticket, a quick cure to give Brooke Lynn a bump and a child with his family's genes. Chase isn't quite himself. Spoilers, Chase's impulsivity is straight up wild, and fans were astonished when he brushed aside the nitty-gritty of raising Finn's biological child with a casual, "We'll figure it out later." Later? Since when is "what does this even look like" not a top concern from the start? This is not like choosing a paint hue. You cannot just wing it with a baby's DNA. Brooke Lynn's jaw practically dropped when he said it wasn't a huge deal that Finn was the bio-dad. Chase is all heart and no brakes, charging into this fix without a plan, leaving her blinking, wondering how he isn't sweating the gigantic what-ifs piling up. General Hospital spoilers, so, what does this look like? If Brooke Lynn and Chase go forward with this and raise Finn's child, things may become messy quickly. Family tree tangles, anyone? Finn is used to claiming his own. When he learned about Violet Finn, he didn't hesitate to step in and bring her home. Could this be déjà vu? If Finn was the biological father, could he keep his distance, or would his Papa Bear instincts kick in again? Imagine the turmoil, with Finn lurking, Chase being possessive, Brooke Lynn caught in the crossfire, and Violet wondering why her new cousin is also her half-sibling. Is Brooke Lynn the most rational person in this situation to recognize that Chase's idea is a bad one? This week on General Hospital, Carly is outraged by Willow's choice to move. A lead emerges in the quest for Charlotte. And Lulu discovers a tremendous secret. The General Hospital Spoilers weekly video ad for the week of March 3, 2025, has here. Discover what explosive circumstances will occur this week in Port Charles. This week on General Hospital. In the video preview for this week's episode, the drama escalates on numerous levels. And, what do you know? There is an underlying topic affecting children. First, Carly must learn that Willow has decided to move her and Michael's children home with Drew. That certainly does not sit well with the owner of the Metro Court Hotel. "I have tried to be civil with you, but if you do this, you're starting a war," rages Michael's mother during a sit-down with Nina and Willow. How will Willow respond? More importantly, how will Nina react? Will she ultimately expose Drew's shoddiness with her own secret? After all, she possesses the ability to end this lunacy. Meanwhile, Danny and Rocco provide Jason with critical information, marking a significant breakthrough in the Charlotte saga. "Charlotte just messaged Rocco," Danny says. "We know where she is." Will Jason follow up on this tip on his own, or will he alert Lulu right away? She has been completely focused on getting her kid home. Speaking about Lulu, she has a role in revealing one of the show's most important not-so-secret mysteries. As Brooke Lynn's assistant, it appears that she is privy to some of her boss' secret notes. Dante has a child whom he knows nothing about. "If you don't tell him, I will," Lulu demands. Yikes. So, what will Brooke Lynn do? Will she tell Dante about the baby she placed up for adoption many years ago? More importantly, why would she or anybody else write down such a major secret and then leave the notepad out for anyone to see? Aha! Jason and Jack from General Hospital have a far longer history than we realized, and we have pictures to prove it. General Hospital has revealed nothing about Jason and Jack having known each other for a long time. In 2015, the two crossed paths in an unexpected and dramatic manner. At the time, Steve Burton, who portrays Stone Cold, had left General Hospital to join The Young and the Restless, where he played Dylan McAvoy, Nikki Newman and Paul Williams' surprise son from their adolescent years in a cult. As fate would have it, Brennan's current boyfriend, Chris McKenna, was also in Genoa City at the time, making us root for Detective Mark Harding before the big reveal that the GCPD policeman was a bad guy. On February 28, McKenna shared a #Flashback Friday photo of himself and Burton from a decade ago at a Young and Restless fan club event. Jason and Brennan in another life, McKenna captioned the photo. But wait! There's more. The actors' careers date back to the 1990s. While McKenna was on One Life to Live as Vicky and Clint Buchanan's younger son Joey, Burton began his career on General Hospital as Jason Quartermaine, following up on his role as Days of Our Lives bad boy Harris Michaels. Who knew, right? Jocelyn Jacks is on the verge of making a life-changing decision. The weight of recent events has unsettled her, and as the days pass, the pressure builds. Cyrus Renault's abrupt and mysterious disappearance has cast a long shadow over Port Charles, and as suspicions grow, Jason Morgan finds himself at the center of a criminal inquiry. The walls are closing in on him, and his chances of freedom appear to be dwindling by the hour. But Jocelyn knows the truth. She knows exactly what occurred that night. And she could be the one person who can save Jason from a fate he doesn't deserve. The week starts with Jocelyn noticeably on edge, her thoughts racing as she struggles to keep her emotions under control. But her best friend, Trina Robinson, isn't one to let things go. Trina senses Jocelyn's uneasiness and begins to press for information about where she was the night before. Trina's instincts are clearly on high alert, and Jocelyn is struggling to maintain her cool in the face of the unspoken reality. She understands that if Trina continues to press, she may be unable to hold back. Meanwhile, Jason finds himself in a perilous situation. The investigators have yet to recover Cyrus' body, but that has not prevented them from focusing on Jason as the primary suspect. And it's not just circumstantial evidence, there are rumors that Jack Brennan hatched a plot to fabricate evidence against him. Jason is in big trouble, whether it's due to falsified evidence or a well-planned trap. By February 25, Jason has been driven into a corner, and his options are quickly running out. He's spent his entire life navigating risky circumstances, but this time the stakes are different. This time, the noose is getting tighter, and escape may be impossible. As the situation worsens, Jocelyn realizes she can no longer remain silent. On February 26, she makes a decision that may affect everything. Carly Spencer is left reeling in the aftermath of Jocelyn's decision. The mere thought of her daughter stepping into the PCPD and admitting to a crime no one knows she did causes her to fear. Carly understands Jocelyn's devotion to Jason. After all, he's been like family to them for years. But sacrificing herself to keep Jason out of jail? That's a risk Carly is unwilling to accept. Jocelyn, on the other hand, refuses to sit back and let Jason take the blame for something she did. She understands the anguish of loss all too well. Danny Morgan has already lost one parent as a result of Cyrus' reign of terror, and she can't take the idea of him losing another. Jason does not deserve to go to prison, not for her or anybody else. However, before Jocelyn can act on her inclination, Brennan steps in. He isn't going to let her ruin her life with a confession, at least not without first hearing him out. He insists that the evidence against Jason is thin at best, and that the police do not have enough to condemn him. He tells Jocelyn to trust him and wait and see what happens. But Jocelyn is not convinced. This is when Brennan makes his move. Instead of allowing Jocelyn to sacrifice herself, Brennan proposes an alternative, a contract that would keep Jason free while binding Jocelyn to a new, unknown destiny. He recognizes her potential and believes she may be a valuable asset. He's long pushed for her to join the WSB, and now that Jason's freedom is at stake, he has the power to make it happen. Jocelyn is torn. If she accepts Brennan's requirements, she will be entering a world she never envisioned for herself. But how can she turn down the opportunity to keep Jason out of prison? The prospect of losing her freedom in one way while preserving it in another is a dilemma she never anticipated to face. But this is the reality she's been pushed into, one in which the decisions she makes now will shape the rest of her life. As the days pass, the weight of her decision falls on her shoulders. She understands that if she agrees to Brennan's deal, there is no turning back. The WSB is more than just a job, it's a life-changing commitment with hazards she may not completely grasp. But one thing is certain, if she pursues this road, it will not be only for Jason's benefit. She'll do it for herself, for the opportunity to shape her own future, even if those conditions come at an unknown cost. Port Charles is accustomed to upheaval, but Jocelyn's decision is about to send shockwaves throughout the city. Carly will battle tooth and nail to defend her daughter, Jason will struggle with the realization of what Jocelyn is prepared to sacrifice for him, and Brennan will watch as his well-planned strategies come to fruition. The road ahead is unknown, and Jocelyn understands that nothing will ever be the same. But in the end, she can only hope that the decision she makes is the right one. Tracy is at her best on General Hospital as she leads the Quartermaines into a battle with Drew. What would General Hospital be like without Tracy? With Lila and Monica gone, she is the matriarch of the Quartermaines and a joy to see. Tracy might be a bit prickly at times, but she has recently been doing admirably. Tracy, as mean girl no more, has seen it all over the years. Sometimes she is at her worst, like when she refused to give her father his heart medication back in the day. Other times, she's fantastic. She has recently treated Sasha unkindly. Michael's ex worked hard as the Q cook, but Tracy refused to give her a rest. The castle's queen harassed her and picked on everything. Tracy didn't seem good, but she's now adjusting her attitude toward her employee. She appeared to grow respect for the cook when Sasha eventually stood up to her. Sasha's changing attitude could also be due to her pregnancy with Q. Tracy and the rest of the family believe it's Jason's, but it's actually Michael's. However, a Quartermaine is a Quartermaine, therefore the infant is still a member of the family. She is also now accepting Jason and beginning to see him as an integral member of the family. Tracy is genuinely at her finest when it comes to safeguarding her family, and now is the moment to do so. Drew may be a Q by blood, but he has gone against them, which implies war. You do not want to confront the matriarch while she is in protective mode, which she is currently in. Drew has been so bad that she wants him to give up the family name. Of course he won't because he'd lose some of his clout, which the congressman does not want. Martin Gray, his solicitor, has threatened to bulldoze the Quartermaine mausoleum unless she dismisses her cease and desist injunction against her nephew. She called his bluff. Martin may be a vicious attorney, but confronting Tracy while she is upset is not a wise decision. She is willing to go to any length to defeat Drew. She may even work with individuals she dislikes to do this. How exciting would it be to see her team up with Carly and Nina? Tracy is prepared for battle, and we are ready for it. There is nothing better than watching her face an enemy, and this time she will have the entire family behind her. Are you enjoying the Quartermaine Queen? Please let us know in the comments section. General Hospital spoilers, Lulu threatens to reveal the truth. This week's General Hospital spoilers reveal that things are getting ugly. Carly clashes with Willow, Danny informs Jason, and Lulu uses what she's uncovered to jeopardize Brooke Lynn's future. Willow has decided that her future is with Drew and has moved herself, Wiley, and Amelia into his new house so that they may live together as a family, and she will no longer be living on the Quartermaine property among individuals loyal to Michael. Willow's next move, however, makes Carly see red. I have tried to be civil with you, she angrily tells Willow while drinking at the Metro Court with Nina. But if you do this, you'll start a war. Of course, Willow is unaware that Nina will be on Carly's side in this case, as she wants nothing more than to free her daughter from Drew's grasp. But at this point, is it even possible? Since her coma, one of Lulu's top concerns has been to find Charlotte and bring her home. Her initial attempt failed, but she refused to give up hope, and it appears Charlotte has once again given herself away. Charlotte just messaged Rocco, Danny tells his father, showing him the cell phone. We know where she is. Will Jason share this information with Lulu or try to bring Charlotte home on his own? Lulu, on her part, is currently preoccupied with meddling in the affairs of others. her snooping has shown that Dante is the father of the baby Brooklyn gave up for adoption as a teenager, and she is determined that her ex-husband knows the truth. Dante has a child he knows nothing about, Lulu tells Brooklyn. If you won't tell him, I will. But that's not the only bombshell ready to be thrown in this specific narrative. Finding out that Gio is that baby will turn everything upside down all over again. Jocelyn Jacks has become engaged in a scenario far more hazardous than she could have imagined, and at the center of it all is Jack Brennan. The discovery that Brennan was the catalyst for Cyrus Renault's death has sent shockwaves through Port Charles, but what is more disturbing is the dynamic that has developed between Brennan and Jocelyn. With each passing day, his hold on her grows stronger, prompting troubling suspicions about his genuine intentions. Brennan's presence in Port Charles has always been mysterious, a shadow lurking on the outside of important events. However, as additional information emerges, it becomes evident that his role has been far more purposeful than previously thought. He's been planning moves behind the scenes, offering Jocelyn just enough information at the appropriate time to force her down a route she never planned to take. And now the truth is finally coming out. Chris Van Etten, General Hospital's lead writer, recently provided light on the ongoing storyline, indicating that Brennan's association with Jocelyn and her mother, Carly Spencer, is no accident. His presence in their lives has been carefully planned, but his emotional entanglements are proving to be a complication that he did not anticipate. His intentions for Jocelyn remain unknown, but one thing is certain, his increasing attachment to Carly is beginning to interfere with whatever plans he had in mind. The next days will force Carly and Jocelyn into a world they are utterly unfamiliar with, Brennan's world. It's a world of secrets, deceit, and high-stakes games, where alliances change like sand and nothing is what it seems. While they may be new to Brennan's hazardous reality, others in Port Charles are all too accustomed with his style of deception. As emotions rise, an increasing number of town people will be drawn into the drama. Loyalties will be questioned, friendships strained, and familial ties scrutinized to the fullest extent. Some relationships will fall under the weight of their secrets, while others may surprisingly thrive in the face of adversity. Throughout it all, Jason Morgan remains caught in the crossfire. Jocelyn's actions, her role in Cyrus' killing and subsequent reliance on Brennan, have put Jason in danger, compromising his freedom and making him a key suspect in an increasingly convoluted web. As the investigation into Cyrus' disappearance progresses, the issue of who was genuinely guilty grows larger. And as officials get closer to the truth, the situation grows increasingly perilous for everyone concerned. Meanwhile, the blossoming relationship between Brennan and Jocelyn has not gone unnoticed, and many in Port Charles, and beyond, are beginning to express concern. Fans of General Hospital have been particularly vocal about their worries, with some questioning the nature of Brennan's relationship with Jocelyn. His proximity to her, along with his slight but evident effect over her actions, has prompted many to wonder his genuine motives. Is he directing her towards something bigger, or is he using her for his own purposes? One particularly accurate observation underscores the uncomfortable nature of Brennan's actions, questioning why he appears to be obsessed with Jocelyn while also pursuing a relationship with Carly. The allegation that his actions border on stalking has further stoked conjecture about where this tale would go. Why is he so committed to Jocelyn's pursuit of justice? And why does he seem so intent on pushing her into increasingly perilous situations? Another viewpoint questions the concept that Jocelyn's actions were out of character, arguing that the actual impact of the plot lay in the thought that she deliberately killed Cyrus. If her decision was deliberate, with full knowledge of the implications, it would add a layer of depth to her character and perhaps influence her trajectory in General Hospital for years to come. As the pieces of this complicated puzzle continue to fall into place, one thing is certain, Jocelyn's world will never be the same. Brennan's influence is formidable, and whether he is a mentor, a manipulator, or something far more evil, his presence will have an indelible impact on her life. Carly, Jason, and the rest of Port Charles may soon understand that the greatest peril isn't the danger Jocelyn faces, but the transformation she may suffer as a result. Port Charles has experienced its fair share of scandal, but the current tempest is unlike anything the area has seen before. And when the dust settles, the ramifications will be far-reaching, changing the landscape of General Hospital in ways no one could have anticipated. Maurice Bernard shares his favorite General Hospital story through tears. Maurice Bernard revealed the one storyline that stood out to him throughout his years as Sonny. Maurice Bernard has been playing Sonny Corinthos on General Hospital for more than 3 decades and has seen it all. From mob warfare to custody disputes to protecting the city of Port Charles, he's been on the road non-stop, even developing amnesia at one point. Despite all of Sonny's exploits, Bernard just disclosed the one story that truly moved him on an emotional level. It was difficult for him. Bernard posted an excerpt from his YouTube program State of Mind on Instagram, adding, "People frequently ask me about my favorite plotline. I've had so many, but I'd have to pick Alzheimer's. The storyline. The writing. I don't think the actors were acting, I believe we were all simply experiencing the story. I'd like to thank it Antina Frank 3C12. It was his baby." Bernard thanked at one Steve Burton for his generosity, at Welcome at Dolores World for her acting support, and everyone else at General Hospital Lab for their support. He described the pandemic as probably the hardest 4 months of my life, noting that he was in bad shape. When he returned to work, he had to jump into the story where Sonny's father, Mike, developed Alzheimer's. Bernard shed tears as he expressed gratitude to executive producer Frank Valentini and the GH writers for the brilliantly handled tale. As he fought back tears, he added, "I came in the first day, and I had these monologues with my dad dying on the bed," adding, "and I wasn't in great health." He talked himself through the agony, stating, "I told myself, Maurice, don't act, just live it. So I did not press at all." The fan favorite became choked up but pressed on, stating, "Through that, it just flowed." He also commended Gail for doing a great job, as well as Steve Burton and Laura Wright, who encouraged him. They were all there, and it felt very real. And we won, I believe, 4 Emmys. Willow Corinthos is at a crossroads, her heart and mind at odds as she grapples with the weight of her imminent divorce from Michael. The procedure has been prolonged out, leaving them in a bizarre limbo where the reality of their separation is just out of reach. Nina Reeves has stepped in to persuade Marty Gray to purchase more time in the hopes of changing the course of events. But Willow, locked in uncertainty, believes that trying something new with Drew Quartermaine is safer than confronting an uncertain future alone. In her perspective, as long as she hasn't completely cut ties with Michael, she can rationalize keeping Drew close. She convinces herself she won't have to completely let go until she finds security elsewhere, a new base to stand on. But the more Nina and Carly Spencer meddle, the more they risk unintentionally pushing her right into Drew's waiting arms. Willow's behavior is nothing new, as anyone who pays attention will notice. She has always relied on others for security in the presence of a strong guiding hand. Willow has rarely stood on her own, from years spent under her mother's control in a tight cult to embracing an instant family with Michael, to falling into Chase's soothing arms, and now to Drew. The pattern is obvious, but will she notice it before it's too late? Michael has noticed this in recent months, as Willow cycles from one support system to another, never allowing herself to be independent. She has never completely relied on herself, and now that her marriage is in jeopardy, the question remains, does she have the courage to leave Drew before making another mistake? Every warning sign advises her to be cautious, but she continues to move forward, oblivious to the consequences of repeating previous patterns. Meanwhile, Carly and Nina, each with their own motivations, try to draw Willow back from the brink, but their method may only make matters worse. Their efforts to deconstruct Drew in her eyes, revealing all of his flaws in the hopes of waking her awake, may backfire. Instead of helping her towards self-sufficiency, they perpetuate the notion that she is incapable of making independent judgments. Willow may come to regard Drew as the one person who actually believes in her and is not trying to control her future, rather than feeling empowered. Carly and Nina don't seem to realize that Willow's conflict is about more than just choosing between Michael and Drew, it's about fear. She is afraid of being alone, of making the wrong decision, and of losing the security she has always sought from others around her. Her dread derives from years of witnessing her mother, Harmony Miller, slide into toxic and codependent relationships. Even Willow's difficult decision to place her kid for adoption was motivated by fear that she couldn't create a safe and stable home, worry that she wasn't enough. That same dread now drives her decisions, making it difficult for her to see a clear path forward. But fear is a powerful force, and as the pressure increases, Willow may find herself imprisoned in a never-ending cycle of indecision. Willow feels increasingly suffocated as Michael's family pushes and Nina aligns herself with their point of view. And when someone feels besieged, they tend to flee to the first exit that offers relief. If Drew is that escape, Michael and his family may lose this battle, not because they did not fight hard enough, but because they fought in the wrong way. Instead of pulling down Drew, they needed to build up Willow. Instead of pressuring her, they needed to demonstrate her that she was capable of standing on her own. But, is it too late? Will Willow be truly happy if she chooses Drew out of necessity rather than love? Or will she find herself caught in yet another relationship, another edifice built on weak ground, doomed to fail the minute she realizes she still lacks the independence she so desperately desires? The future is uncertain, but one thing is certain: Willow's next decision will change everything for her, Michael, and the family whose fate hangs in the balance. The decisions she makes today will shape the future, and the consequences may be bigger than anyone could have predicted. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.